You probably heard or read about this idea on different media already. Stats supposedly only matter or matter more as multiples of 5. But is this really the case? I will try to find out. Here comes Pippa. Welcome everybody! To clarify for those who don't know about this idea, basically it suggests that, for example, getting a stat from 80 to 81 would be less important than getting it from 84 to 85. So sort of like milestones that have greater impact. I think there's two different beliefs. One group that thinks stats between multiples of 5 don't matter at all, while others think they just matter less. Now, proving how stats work is of course not easy, but I've conducted 2 in-game experiments that should at least give us a pretty useful suggestion. Enough talk, let's get to the first experiment. One way to display stats in the game is via the penalty circle, which gets smaller the higher the stats are. I'll show you the transition from 60 to 70. For this, I kept increasing both finishing and also lower body strength for kicking power, but I quickly found out that kicking power neither decreases the size of the circle nor increases the penalty stat that you see when you select your penalty taker. Possibly it doesn't matter at all. As long as I could, I still increased it along regardless. So as you can see, the circle changes with single stat changes. The amount it changes also seems to be consistent, even when zoomed in. I did not see any special jump for 65 or 70. I also aimed at the upper left corner and did everything again, because as this circle is bigger, it will be easier for us to spot changes. In my opinion here, it is even more obvious that every single stat matters and there's nothing special about 65 or 70. Now some little off-topic facts about the penalty specialist ability. If you're not interested in this, just skip to the next chapter. Word on the street is that the penalty specialist skill raises the relevant stats by 10. You can see this increase when you select the penalty taker. So I went and wasted a 250,000 GP to give the player the penalty specialist ability. I thought all I'd have to do was compare, for example, 70 without the ability to 60 with the ability, and the circle would be the same size. Yeah, that did not happen. It's weird. For aiming towards the middle, 60 with specialist roughly equals 83 without. It is not exact, but it's very close. It's clearly bigger than 84 and clearly smaller than 82. The difference was consistent because the circle of 65 with the ability roughly equaled 88 without. So again, difference of 23. For aiming at the top left corner, however, the 60 penalty specialist was almost equal to the 72 without, so a difference of 12. It's also consistent here because the 70 penalty specialist equaled 82 without, again, difference of 12. Now I'll be honest, I cannot explain this. I apologize if I failed to understand something or made a mistake here, but I double checked and the results were the same. If any of you have an idea what's going on, feel free to comment. I'd love to learn. My only explanation is that the visuals of the circle work different for penalty specialists. Anyway, let's move to experiment number 2. For this, I think it's only fair to credit Bomb and Power because I saw the method I'll be using here in his video. If you don't know him yet, he did some informative stuff about speed and acceleration with this method. I linked him in the description, feel free to check him out. It's good stuff. Basically, I'll be doing a 3-horse race between 3 iterations of the same player. One has 70 in both acceleration and speed, the other one 74, and the last one 75. If stats only mattered in steps of 5, 70 and 74 should be equal and 75 should win easily. If every stat mattered, 70 will lose to both of them and 75 will only be slightly ahead of 74. Let's go. Once again, we're ready for a start at Pepper's Prancing Park. And they're off, all of them still neck and neck. What a race it is! And they're into the home stretch. Will he bring it home? And he did it! He made it! 75 is the new world heavyweight. So as you've just seen, there is a clear difference between 70 and 74. Furthermore, the difference between 74 and 75 is noticeable, but not nearly as big that I'd consider steps of 5 any special. In my opinion, both experiments suggested that every step that matters, and neither experiment indicated that multiples of 5 had a stronger impact. But since you've seen it yourself, you can form your own opinion anyway. Well, that's it folks, let me know if you liked this video. I'd love you subscribed, liked or commented. Until then guys, take it easy. Shaka!